A trolley is on track to kill 5 people bound on the rail. You have a lever that will divert the trolley to another track where it will kill 1 person. What would you do? I'm sure everybody has heard this problem at least once, and chances are your answer is that you'll divert the train. Saving more people is always good, right? Turns out 70% of people agree with you. But what if we change the question? Now, the trolley is still heading towards 5 people, but the person on the other track is you. What would you do in this situation? If you are the 40% of people who decides to heroically sacrifice oneself for the greater good, let me ask you one last question. This time, the trolley is heading towards 5 people, and you have to push an innocent, kind-hearted person off the bridge to stop the trolley. Would you still save the 5 people? Turns out morality is much more complicated than thinking about the greater good. Notice how all 3 scenarios are essentially the same, but our gut feeling told us different things. So is morality really objective? Philosophers from Aristotle to Kant have tried to establish a rational system to justify morality, like a science. But morality is not like science. In science, progress is made by people finding errors to previous theories through empirics. In morality, everybody just tries to argue for what seems intuitive for them, and there is no objective observation done. This is what 18th century Scottish philosopher David Hume thought. Hume argued that no matter how noble you think you are, we often still rely on our intuition while making moral decisions. Things are morally right because we intuitively think they are. We only justify these moral decisions after we make our initial choice. According to Hume, while reason helps us navigate facts, it's our emotions that drive moral decisions. This suggests that our ethical choices are often guided by innate feelings rather than detached rationality. The 20th century philosophical movement built on Hume's ideas, known as ethical emotivism, further challenges moral objectivism. Emotivism argues that moral judgments are not statements of fact, but rather expressions of personal feelings and emotions. In other words, when we say stealing is wrong, we're not describing an objective moral truth, but merely expressing our disapproval of stealing, like saying boo to stealing. So what does this mean for us? If there is no objective truth in morality, does that mean that all of our ethical judgments are false and should be denied? Well, not really. Just because morality isn't scientific doesn't mean it isn't something that we should continually think, discuss, and act about. Hume argues that even though morality isn't necessarily scientific, we still need them. We just need to look at it on a higher perspective of clarity, one where we realize that our moral decisions aren't often rational, but still try our best to make the right decisions. Let's go back to the trolley problem at the start of the video. This video might not change your view on what you should do. However, it should give you much more clarity on why you make these decisions. There may not always be a right option, but the option that you think is the best is often good enough. Thank you.